Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. Today, I am going to be doing a twin flame reading and energy update. So in today's reading, we are going to be diving into the energy of the divine feminine and divine masculine. Now, of course, only take from this reading what connects with you personally. It's my only goal through these readings to reconnect you with your own intuition, with the truth of what you already know. And that feeling of resonance is really your guide to that knowing. With that being said, I do tend to channel many different specifics throughout the reading, specific names, details, numbers as they come through for certain individuals, as well as more general information and messages as well. So although this is a twin flame reading specifically, we each have a balance of divine masculine, divine feminine energies within us. So you might find that these messages connect with your inner masculine or inner feminine. Alternatively, you might see these energies playing out in the physical within a certain romantic connection, or even platonic connections, as well as those around us are also feeling these energetic trends and shifts of the masculine and feminine. However, for those of you on a twin flame path with your twin flame physically incarnated here on earth, you will find that the masculine and feminine energies, that dynamic tends to play out the most intensely of all, because you and your divine counterparts represent that mirrored balance of divine masculine, divine feminine energies, and we tend to then play out those dynamics very intensely in the physical with our physical twin flame counterparts. So one card just flew out here right away. And this is the sacral chakra card in the upright position. I'm actually feeling guided to read a little bit from the guidebook for this card just to get us started here. Intimacy and creativity. Inspired creativity, greater comfort with intimacy. There is a really deep healing happening through the sacral chakra collectively right now. I see this impacting both the divine masculine and the divine feminine. So let's use this as a jumping off point. Right away, I'm hearing the words imagination, creativity, inspiration in connection with the divine feminine. So for the divine feminine, this healing, this opening of the sacral chakra is allowing you to be more creative. I'm hearing to channel energy more clearly in a very authentic, creative, inspired way. And even if you don't consider yourself to be an energy channeler, know that whatever you are doing in this world, you are channeling energy toward. And when it comes to your dreams, your passions, your hobbies, those things that really set your soul on fire, that is where you are really flowing a lot of power at this time through the sacral chakra. I'm hearing learning to be more vulnerable, to be more transparent, more authentic in whatever space you are creating within. For the masculine, I am getting that this openness, this transparency is actually affecting his closest relationships. He is learning how to open up more within the connections to those around him, especially I keep hearing inner circle, those close to him. So if this masculine has an inner circle of people, those that he might be very close to, or potentially even you, divine feminine, may be part of this inner circle, Or you might be one of those close connections. Even if you are at a separation or a distance, I still see that he would consider you to be one of those close connections. And he's feeling a lot of raw emotion toward this inner circle, but specifically if there's a divine feminine counterpart physically involved here for this masculine, he's feeling a lot of raw emotion toward the divine feminine at this time. So I want to know what emotion the divine masculine is feeling toward the divine feminine. The card forgiveness came out here, but specifically I'm getting that there was a masculine here who, wow, this is a very deep, kind of complex message, and this won't be for everyone. But there's a masculine here who developed a sacral chakra wound through his childhood. So this could have been a father figure, someone early in his life. I'm hearing unstable home environment, family environment. So again, this won't be for everyone, but for some masculines, there was this sacral wound developed in childhood through inner child wounding that created this block in the sacral chakra that this masculine held on to for a very, very long time. And because he didn't address this block, which I actually feel could have been very unconscious, very much a shadow side to himself, meaning something outside of the light of his own consciousness. Because he was holding on to this dynamic actually impacted his love relationships moving forward, but specifically his relationship, his connection with you, divine feminine, was very greatly impacted because of these resentments he was holding on to unconsciously, causing him to close himself off. I just hear him saying, I'm never going to open myself up again. Or that was the past him speaking, because this is what's healing. That may have been the attitude that he had because of his early life experiences. Again, for many of these masculines, the experiences were from childhood, but for others of them, this could have been early romantic experiences. But regardless, there is this message from this wounded masculine. His state of being was, I'm never going to fully open myself up again because I don't want to be hurt. However, now I see this resentment blockage energetically in the process of being dissolved. So I want to know how this dissolving of the sacral chakra blockage for this masculine is affecting him. Goddess of the moon reversed, pushing him to go within himself to reconnect with his inner divine feminine energy in a time of low to no communication. So I feel I'm speaking to a subset of twin flames, divine counterparts here, who might be in a period of low contact or what we think of as separation in the physical worlds, a time when this masculine, because of this separation, is being pushed to go within himself for that connection to the divine feminine energy. And this is actually really powerful because this is emotionally reconnecting him inwardly. Woman holding a heart in the reverse position. Can I get some clarification on this woman holding a heart card? Okay, the clarification card is Magician and the Mirror upright. So what I see is, if you are this subset of twin flames I'm speaking to, you may be in a period of low to no communication in the physical with your twin, or there is some kind of disconnect, or the communication might be hit or miss in the physical. There's some communication disconnects at times. However, during this time, divine feminine, you are taking back your hearts. With woman holding a heart reversed, you are taking back your power. I keep seeing the number 1444 throughout the day even. So I am going to channel a little bit from this number very synchronistically. The number 1444 can mean that you are experiencing a very positive shift along your twin flame journey. This can also mean that some kind of meeting between yourself and a twin flame is coming soon. So for those of you who haven't met your physical twin flame counterpart in the physical world, this could be an indication you are going to cross paths very soon. For those of you who have met and interacted with this person, but are physically or geographically apart at this time, this number means that your paths are really beginning to physically realign themselves, even if you are experiencing some kind of 3D separation. But the key message here, with woman holding a heart reversed and magician and the mirror in the upright position, is that through taking back your heart, divine feminine, you are rebalancing not only yourself, but also playing a role and rebalancing the divine masculine and divine feminine energies between yourself and your divine counterparts. So I want to know a message for you. Big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. I feel there is this temptation for the divine feminine to begin focusing negatively because of certain circumstances of confusion, of chaos, of uncertainty that may crop up in the physical world at this time. But your guides, your higher self, whatever divine forces you connect with, are coming through with a message here to focus on the big picture of your life, the overarching soul mission for your life, what you came here to be and do, and to trust that everything else, including any physical aspects of this twin flame journey, will fall into place as you hold that bigger picture, that grander vision. But the divine feminine is really being admonished to resist the temptation to focus on, I hear your guides calling it the small stuff, but of course to us in our physical human form, it doesn't feel small when it's happening. It can feel very intense, these negative feelings, thoughts, experiences that can crop up. But your guides are really reminding you to hold that grander vision, to shift your focus consciously away from those day-to-day experiences, thoughts, feelings that might negatively affect you, and to really refocus on that large scope vision of what you desire to create on a grand scale for yourself, your life, even for this connection, if that's part of your soul's intentions for this lifetime as well. But to really just hold that big picture stance here, that really draws a lot of power to you and will help you to shift your mindsets from the negative to the positive, which again will make you highly magnetic as a manifester as well, will help you really reclaim more of that true divine feminine power and energy. But in the extended version of the reading on Patreon, I will be channeling deeper into this Magician and the Mirror card, which, by the way, is one of the top 2 twin flame cards in this deck. And specifically a little preview message, the Heart Chakra Reverse card came out here. So we'll be speaking about how something is shifting in the heart space of this twin flame connection between the masculine and feminine, specifically what you are shifting, divine feminine, between yourself and your masculine counterparts, how you are shifting the energy in real time through reclaiming your power, through taking back your heart. So the link to those extended messages on Patreon is in the pinned comments and description box under the video. I do channel extended Patreon readings every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for our beautiful community on Patreon. So I do invite you to explore that space if you feel guided to do so. So now I am going to speak to how the divine feminine has been thinking or feeling at this time consciously in the 3D physical worlds, and then we will speak to the physical self of the divine masculine. 6th chakra in the reverse position. So I'm getting that at times there may be some confusion for you coming up, divine feminine. It's kind of a strange dynamic because earlier we got the sacral chakra opening for both you and the masculine counterpart, meaning that for you, Divine Feminine, there is this flood, this rush of creativity, of inspired energy, of passion. But at the same time, first of all, I'm getting that for some of you, there may be a bit of a pressure building between this desire to be more creative, this creative, inspired energy coming up against potential feelings of physical tiredness, physical exhaustion. So now there is this potential conflict of energies as you might be feeling a lot of really inspired feelings, wanting to push towards dreams, goals, whatever the case may be. But at the same time, your physical body is calling you to a lot of rest. And I'm hearing for whoever this is for, your guides want you to know that these energies may appear to be conflicting, but they are actually supplementary in the sense that you have so much power, so much energy flowing through you, that it's as though you are unconsciously shifting in more ways than your human self fully realizes. So what's happening is you are downloading all of this spiritual information. You are feeling that as this creativity, inspiration, but then your physical body needs time to allow that energy to settle, to integrate, to work through you unconsciously, which is why you might find yourself at times needing to rest more, sleep more. Maybe for some of you, indulge more in foods that are delicious and make you feel good, or in movement in the physical world that makes you feel good, even if it takes a great deal of your time or energy, hobbies, whatever the case is. However you really care for yourself, your physical body, allow it to rest, to be nourished, to sleep, whatever the case is for you. Indulge in those things. It's not really indulging in the sense that you are taking more than your share, but that you are supporting your own sacral chakra opening. You are supporting all of this spiritual, creative energy flowing through you by sustaining and maintaining your physical body that is the vessel for that energy. So with deceit in the upright position, this is really interesting. Confronting inconsistencies, confusion, mistruths. I'm not yet getting a clear message from this card, so I'm going to channel a bit more information. What is this deceit card coming up for? Journey. Okay, so I feel I'm speaking to the past for some Divine Feminines. This is all sitting on the root chakra, so I feel this really affected your sense of stability, emotional stability especially, but potentially even material stability. I feel like this speaks to some very big truth being revealed to you either through your intuition or in your life about. For most of you, I sense this being about someone. This could have been even about your divine masculine, some major truth coming to the surface, coming to light. I keep hearing within the last year, so that might be relevant for some of you within the last 2 years. That led to some major shift in your physical 3D journey with this person that is represented by the journey card in the upright position. It put you at a crossroads. I'm hearing it put you at a crossroads and you chose truth. You chose to live in the energy of truth, to be honest with yourself, to be honest and open with this person. And for some of you, this may have led to some kind of physical disconnect or separation. But because you chose, wow, I keep getting emotional as I'm channeling this. I feel a lot of emotional energy coming through right now for you, Divine Feminine. Because you chose to live in the energy of truth, even if it meant some kind of separation, even if it meant a change in your physical journey with this person that may have felt like it was preventing some kind of physical reunion state with happy family reversed. Because you chose truth above what your human self wanted, above what the ego wanted things to look like or be like at present. I just keep hearing because you chose truth, you are being rewarded. You chose to align with your highest soul's path. And in doing so, you actually played a major role in breaking you and this person out of, I'm hearing, karmic illusions. This could have been a pattern of the divine masculine here living in some kind of lie for himself, not being willing to face truths about himself. This could have been you, divine feminine, betraying yourself, denying your own intuition in order to, I hear from a human perspective, we'd say, to make things work in the physical. But whoever I'm speaking to here, this cycle was broken because you, divine feminine, chose truth. And this required you to really change, alter the way that you attached yourself to this person, potentially even to the concept or the label of twin flames, to this path with attachment in the upright position. And it also brought about a lot of change in your life. Continue to have the courage to release whatever is weighing you down or no longer serving you at present. What no longer feels aligned with your highest soul's path, even if it doesn't make sense to your conscious human physical mind. You have really begun to learn to become a master at this art of surrendering, and you have so much reason to be proud of yourself for how much you've been able to surrender the mind to the heart. Surrender the ego to the soul, even when, again, things may have felt confusing or not made sense in the physical world. Everything will be revealed to you as you continue to step forward, continuing to live in truth, to trust yourself, meaning that inner intuitive knowing, and yourself, meaning also the higher self that sees everything, that sees that big picture, that vision for your life more clearly than our day-to-day present living physical human selves can possibly see. I feel that we were taken down a bit of a memory lane for you, divine feminine, because your guides want you to remember how far you've come and to continue being that path forger for yourself, for your family's line, for the collective, even at times when you might become discouraged. I'm hearing you are doing so much better than at times your human self allows you to realize. Connect in more with that self-pride, that self-love, that self-admiration for how far you have come, how much you have changed in such a radical way beneath the surface, but for many of us externally as well. And continue to trust that process, especially through those moments where you might feel a bit confused or feel those familiar fears coming to the surface at times. Wow, what beautiful messages for you, divine feminine. Now, we've been talking a lot about changes taking place within you, but in the extended version of the reading, we're going to go deeper into how these energetic, unconscious changes that may be bringing up feelings of tiredness, fatigue, how these energetic changes are actually impacting now and into the future your physical life, the landscape of your life and yourself, and your connections and relationships as well. So that extended information is on Patreon in the pinned comments and description box under the video. And as a little preview message, all tied up reverse, stuck energy breaking loose, a lot that has felt stuck for you, I'm hearing in a rut for you for a long time, is beginning to fully break free, divine feminine. Okay, so to close this reading, we're going to speak a little bit to the divine masculine. So what is the divine masculine feeling in the physical 3D worlds? Okay, Angel of Balance upright and Door to Value in the reverse position. I'm getting a very specific message, but for someone who might be seeing the numbers 1 and 3 in combinations like 1313 or 1133 or even just 11333 or whatever the case is, these 1s and 3s, I'm getting that your divine masculine counterpart in those moments wants you to know that he is realizing what is really important. consciously in the physical world. There is a shift in focus, specifically when it comes to how he attaches value and meaning to life, to himself, to relationships. And this is bringing in a great deal of balance, specifically through his heart, because all of this is sitting on the heart space. But in the 3D, with Door to Romance reversed, I see the divine masculine very closed off to the idea of opening any new doors in love with any new feminine energies. So this will apply to those of you who might be in a separation. You might perceive this masculine to be dating or connecting with others. Know that that is not the case. I see him actually very closed off. Even if you know that he is with someone dating, that love relationship aspect for this masculine emotionally is very, very shut down to anyone except his inner divine feminine, which then of course is manifested out as the external divine feminine counterpart as well. Anxiety reversed. A lot of fears coming to the surface for healing as well. This divine masculine still being in that dark night of the soul kind of experience in his physical human form. Hostilities reversed. I'm hearing coming to terms with something. So also I just saw the number 2626. So I am going to channel for that in a second. But what is this divine masculine coming to terms with? Let's get a card from the Twin Flames and Separation deck. I feel like you're on the other side of my every breath. So this divine masculine is coming to terms with the knowing that he's never going to be able to escape thoughts of you, divine feminine, or this connection. And also, I want to contact our mutual friends to ask about you. So if you have mutual friends with this person or a social circle that is shared, I see him really being curious about you, looking you up on social media if you're connected there, really doing whatever he can to get more information about how you're doing. Now, if you are in connection with this person, they may be literally coming to you and asking how you are, just showing more curiosity and interest in your life at this time, wanting to be more involved in your day-to-day life experience is what I'm getting from this divine masculine. Again, regardless of what you would consider to be the separation or the closeness between you in the physical, there is just this desire to share the realness of life together is what I'm getting from this masculine. And another card to come out here. I'm sorry for judging you and hurting your feelings. Interesting. What does this masculine feel like he was judging? Attachment in the upright position. Can I get more clarification? Okay, so this won't be for everyone, but for that subset of divine feminines who had revealed to them some kind of major truth about the divine masculine that caused them to either walk away, to go through some period of separation, that caused some kind of major alteration along the physical twin flame journey. I feel this masculine with the temple path uprights and the throat chakra card reversed. I feel this masculine, when this may have happened, may have reacted from his ego, may have reacted with a kind of judgment for the choices you made in that situation. Divine feminine, there may have been triggering back and forth for some. But I see this masculine now saying, I now understand why you had to choose yourself and your highest path, and I admire you for that with the temple path uprights, even if it meant that there was less communication, conversation, connection in the physical between the two of us. I understand why you had to let go of the heaviness surrounding our journey and our connection, much of which I am now realizing that I created through that resentment, that sacral chakra blockage I was holding on to unconsciously, that I'm now beginning to feel dissolving within me. There is just this element of understanding the divine feminine, her choices, her way of being, decisions she may have made in a different light or from a different perspective for this divine masculine. It's like this aha moment of, I see it now, I get it now. There's this deepening of understanding at the conscious 3D level. So in the extended version of the reading, we will have a conversation with this divine masculine's higher self. So I will be channeling higher self love messages from the divine masculine to the divine feminine. I will also in return be channeling higher self love messages from the divine feminine's higher self as well, in addition to channeling more deeply into all of those points that came up earlier in the reading as well. So if you are interested in the extended reading on Patreon, the link to that is in the pinned comments and description box under the video. And to close out the reading now here on YouTube, I will be pulling just one final card from the 𝐓𝐰𝐢𝐧 Oracle. And this card is the dissolving light. It's interesting, this card synchronistically uses that word dissolving when that is the same word that came through for what is happening to that sacral chakra block, that wound of resentment within this masculine dissolving. So this is also the number 3 card, which again is interesting with those numbers 1 and 3 coming out. Now I am just remembering, and maybe just it's the time to channel this, but that number 2626 is coming up mentally again. So I'm going to channel from this card. A sign that you may be having memories of a rough time in a certain romantic connection in the past, a willingness to adapt, let go of material anxiety, overcoming love problems. These are very interesting keywords and phrases, especially in connection with what I sense happening between this divine masculine and divine feminine, because we were actually taking that road down memory lane and discussing some things that may have happened in the past in the physical between the masculine and feminine here that may have been very painful, that may have resulted in triggering back and forth. But now we are seeing the ability to overcome, the capacity for healing on both sides as a result of this situation, and also that guidance message of shifting our focus away from those 3D physical anxieties, those fears, that negativity that might be surfacing, and refocusing on that bigger picture for ourselves, our lives, our true heart's desires. So with that being said, I'm going to close this reading by just channeling a little bit of a message from the 𝐓𝐰𝐢𝐧 Oracle Guidebook. I died as mineral and became a plant. I died as plant and rose to animal. I died as animal and I became human. Why should I fear anything? When was I ever less by dying? 𝐓𝐰𝐢𝐧. And the guidebook also says, dare to take my hands and become set alight with holy fire, my cherished one. Step forward with me. Let us burn together, dissembled in the light that cannot be extinguished. This is the light that burns with such incandescent truth that no falsehood can withstand its audacious vibrancy. Come with me now to the light. Together we shall melt into truth. This oracle comes to you as a sign of that which is to come and soon. You are coming into a truth now that is far more worthy of you, a truth with a capital T, the big truth. Love, trust, surrender. This is about a sacred shedding without fear or holding back. Cast aside whatever would hold you back rather than free you to fly into your divine destiny. Thank you so much for tuning in to this reading. If you are now feeling guided to head over to the extended reading with me on Patreon, I will be channeling there now, and the link to that is in the pinned comments and description box under the video. Otherwise, I am wishing you the most beautiful, wonderful rest of your week, and I will talk to you again in Friday's reading.